Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Gambia Football Federation Facebook page. It's a pleasure to be here. As you all know, Gambia, the national team of the Gambia, is playing South Sudan in Senegal, and the preparations are on the way. And of course, I have two gentlemen here to talk to me about the preparations and how far they have gone with everything that has to do with the Gambia and the South Sudan game in Senegal. As you know, the game is going to be played away, and this game requires a lot of preparation, and I have two gentlemen, and they're going to talk to us about the preparation, how far they have gone, and what are some of the logistics involved as far as the game is concerned. On my right, I have Mr. Willie Abraham. He's the president of the Events Management Committee. Good afternoon, sir, and welcome to this platform.
Good afternoon, Mariama, and thank you very much for having us back.
Thank you. It's good to have you. And on my far left, I have Mr. Musa Fize. He is a member of the Events Management Committee and, of course, the president of the Sports Journalists Association. It's good to have you, sir. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And I will begin with Mr. Willie. Tell us what kind of progress have you made as far as logistics and everything with regards to the Gambia South Sudan is concerned?
Thank you very much, Mariama. I think we just have to repeat what we have been saying in the previous days, because first of all, I would like to remind the general public that we are talking about the Gambia, South Sudan, the home game for us in chess in Senegal on the 4th of June, and the kickoff is at 4 p.m. in Stade Lat Dior in Senegal. The tickets are as follows. The covered pavilion is $1,000. Uncovered pavilion opposite the VIP is $700. And on the scoreboard and opposite the scoreboard are $500. And the game is played again in chess. It's a Gambian game which we are going to play away in chess. Regarding the tickets, we will start selling tickets at Vista Bank, which is the old FI Bank, First International Bank, on Wednesday, and we will be selling the tickets at all the branches from Banjul to Brikama. That is what Vista Bank has just informed us, that all tickets will now be sold at the branches of Vista Bank, FI Bank. Unlike our previous announcement that we were going to sell the tickets at the Federation. So now all tickets will be sold at the Vista Bank branches from Banjul to Brikama. And another development is that we will start selling tickets now on Wednesday. Instead of Tuesday, we will sell tickets on Wednesday. We will also announce a number tomorrow, which when you buy a ticket, it's important you call this number so that we will register your name and your phone number and your ID card number. When you go to the bank is going to give you a receipt of the bank. For example, you deposit $1,000 or $5,000 if you want to buy 5 tickets, and they will give you a receipt of the bank. Also, they will attach there a ticket. These two proofs of purchase must be presented on the day of the game in chess at the gate, so that we will give you your entrance ticket, which will help you to enter the stadium. We are doing all these security measures so that the tickets will not be tampered with. The stadium is very small. It's only going to take about 8,700 people. And this is very small, looking at the way Gambians are ready to go out and support. We have seen here in the qualifiers that we normally put in 20,000 people, and we have 20,000 people outside in the streets that want to go in. Yeah. So this time around, the stadium is very, very small. So we are taking out these tickets so that the general public will have enough time to buy their tickets, arrange for their transportation, and for those that want to go with their vehicles maybe the day before, they can also go to chess, get a hotel, spend the weekend there, watch the game and come back. These are all things that the fans can do. So on Wednesday, in the morning, tickets will be out at all Vista Banks.
Now, Musa, tell me, how are you going to coordinate people going to Dakar? Like Willie mentioned, a lot of people would like to go and watch the Scorpions from the AFCON performances and all that. How do you intend to coordinate everybody that is willing to go and support the boys?
Thank you, Madam. That is the mammoth task, but I mean, we're able to do a little bit of inquiries and talk to the main transport providers in the country, that is GTSC, and of course the Transport Union are all to be in the picture and informed as to what is possible. It was very difficult on the side of the AMC and Football House trying to acquire the service of these bus companies to transport the public and Gambian fans to Senegal. The amount of money involved is huge, and the logistics is tough, but more importantly, it's about the buses themselves. Earlier on, GTSC promised to get the buses that we need, but unfortunately, following negotiations, we realized that it is not, prudent, it's not in the interest of the Federation financially to even try to foot the bill in trying to get the funds to Senegal. We've just been talking, Mr. Abraham, and we went to talk to the guys at the Transport Union for the provision of vehicles at the crossing in Barra, so that they can ferry the public to Chess and back, just as it's done normally during the market period.
Yeah.
But we're also indulging GTSC to provide, to make buses available, because we are of the view that many people will be traveling to Senegal towards this game. But they can only do so if buses are available. Because right now it is our belief that we cannot provide buses to transport the Gambian public to go to Senegal towards these games because of the logistics and finance involved. So these are reasons beyond us, and that is why, but we are still working on modalities that would make it easier for people just to cross over to Barra, jump in a bus and go to Chess and come back. The amount of money involved so far we cannot disclose, but we just want to make sure that people are able to travel nicely, gently, safely, securely into Senegal and back. But it also has to be something that is affordable, and that's where the problem lies. But we hope that we will get a solution towards it before tickets ticket sales will go live, and then the public will definitely be able to decide how do they want to travel. We believe that there are hotels out there if you want to talk about going for the weekend, as we mentioned. It's up to you and that. But what we need to do is that we want to see enough Gambians cheering the boys in Senegal on the 4th of June in Miami.
Now, what happens to individuals that would like to travel on their own without consulting the EMC?
They're free. They are at liberty to do it. The public is free to do that. Make sure that they just comply with regulations along the road. That is, because it's in the border and it's an interstate. There are regulations that we don't control. We just expect the public to go in nicely, safely, and go buy tickets. But they must buy their tickets from here first before they go to Senegal. The tickets we're talking about, William says, we're reserving 20% of the tickets for those in Senegal and the Senegalese public, because we have the view that the people in Chess and the surrounding village and surrounding towns would want to come and support us, even though Senegal is playing in the evening, and the Senegalese public are going to watch and support their national team and at the Abdoulaye Wade Stadium. But it is about us, it is our team, it is our game. We expect our people to show interest in our game and others. And we also have the view that, honestly, the Gambian team is well supported in Senegal. It is testimony to our performance during the AFCON. So we hope that the stadium will be very much full to capacity, but the tickets must be bought first.
Really, with regards to stakeholders that would like to go, are we talking about the fans club or certain individuals that would like to join the package? Are you approaching them, or are you letting them come to you to have discussions?
No, the fans club will have to go.
Okay.
The Scorpions fans club,
yes.
We're already in contact with them, and we will have them there on the day. Regarding other companies, yes, we are more than open to any company that wants to buy for their staff and even arrange for a transport to take them. This is something which is very, very good. We need the support of all the companies, just like the way we are appealing to all the fans to come on board and support the Scorpions. So our doors are open. I mean, I think everybody has our phone numbers. So anybody who has any questions regarding going to Senegal or how to buy a ticket or accommodation, you are more than welcome to reach out to any of us, and we'll be able to help you with that.
Yeah. One important thing, Musa, I wanted to put through is the Sports Journalists Association. You are equally the president of the Sports Journalists Association. What is the package like for sports journalists that would like to travel from the Gambia to Senegal to cover this important event?
Very important, Mariano, but before that, I mean, just William mentioned, we're encouraging business institutions to come forward because we believe they have the muscles to make a difference. We're encouraging them to reach out. They can hear us, they know our contacts. Let them reach out to see how best we can work with them so that they can help their staff who are members of the public, who are football fans, to be able to also travel to chairs to support the national team, because we believe it's possible. So we're open to all these things. We want them to really call and see how best we can make a difference. On the issue of the sports press, I mean, besides the game itself and the stakeholders, the sports, the press and the media are the next most important thing, and we're excited to be there. An accreditation channel has been opened, that's been sent to everybody in both here and abroad, our Sudanese counterparts, South Sudanese counterparts, the Senegalese counterparts, and of course the local organ in the Gambia, and anyone for that matter who would be interested in covering our game. All that you need to do is just to log on to the Sports Press website and then register. I mean, we talked about the limited number, it's just 150.
120.
120. Can you imagine? That's what we have. So the bulk is going to stay with SJAG, who are going to be the distributors, and the remaining ones for our colleagues in Senegal who are also very much interested in the game. All that they need to do is that they need to register, because without that you cannot be considered, you cannot be given a pass to be a journalist or cover the game officially. These are international matches and we have to learn to comply, and that is something that we don't do very often, and we're urging everyone. The issue of, the official members of the sports press traveling to Senegal, we've asked this thing, everyone's informed that you need to contribute, at least for your transportation, to and from chairs, $150, $1,500 is, which is going to ferry you on a bus with your lunch bag, and then of course get you back also. So, this is what we're asking for members to go and pay to the treasurer or anywhere, and then we will verify these things, and then the application cash will be given to them before we leave Banjul, and then they can have an easy ride, go and cover the game and do their job and come back home safely.
This is the first time the Events Management Committee is organizing a game outside the Gambia. How difficult is this task for you?
Mariama, it's very, very difficult for us. But we want to thank also our Senegalese counterparts, the Senegalese Federation and the Senegalese Ministry of Sports. Because we went there on a walking visit and they were very supportive. And we are working hand in hand with them for this game. They are providing a lot of different things for us, like the most important is the security, and this is one thing that I want to talk about so people can understand that we are going to play our home game in somebody's country. So it's a very delicate issue, and we as Gambians, we as the EMC have no control over that. We cannot tell the security, you should not do this or you should do that. We are not allowed to do that. So we have tasked them to take charge of the game, and we just want to remind the general public that entering into the stadium, they will be searched by the Senegalese security, and anything that is not allowed to go into the stadium will be seized by the police. We want to also remind the general public that they should be there on time, because when the game kicks off, the gates are going to be closed. Another thing is, when you come to the stadium, we will issue you with the appropriate ticket or whatever we are going to give you for you to enter the stadium. So we are urging everybody to please come on time to the stadium. Tickets will not be sold on the day of the game at the stadium, because CAF is not allowing anybody to sell tickets anymore on the day of the game. We will sell tickets a day before the game and the day of the game outside the stadium on locations that we will announce. we will identify at least maybe about 500 or 750 meters away from the stadium. We will announce the areas where we will be selling tickets, just in case we have tickets left. But we think that the tickets will be sold because the Senegalese that want to come and support us are quite a lot. And also we have a lot of Gambians living in Senegal, in Thiès, in Dakar, in Kaolack. In all those areas there near the stadium, there's a lot of Gambians. So we are just asking the general public here in Gambia to please help us. By this weekend, we want all the tickets finished so that we know that the stadium is sold out, and then we will not allow anybody to enter the stadium. On the day of the game, we have also asked the Senegalese Federation to encourage more food sellers. Because if you look at it, Mariama, people are leaving Banjul as early as 6 o'clock in the morning with the first ferry. They arrive into the stadium, most of them will be hungry. They want to have lunch. After the game, they have to come back home. They want to buy a sandwich or some snacks so that they can also eat along the way. We will also have water, soft drinks, tea, coffee, all will be available at the stadium. So just to assure the general public that everybody will be comfortable. We just need to come early to this stadium. We will be there as early as 9 o'clock in the morning. Gates will be open, and everybody has to be reminded that your ticket can only sit you on one chair. So people that try to play games by trying to sell their ticket here and there, it cannot work. Because we will have a list of all the people that are going to support. We will have a master list of all the names. So when you come at the gate with your receipt, you need to present it with your identification. Then we will issue you with whatever we're going to give you so that you can enter the stadium. Also, it's very important for everybody to know that you need to bring your ID card or your passport. You're coming to somebody's country. Please, you need to be identified by the Senegalese authorities at the border. We have spoken with the Federation and the Ministry to help us to soften border controls, but that is beyond our control. We are not immigration and we are not Senegalese. We want to make it clear so that nobody will have a problem at the border. People should bring their identification, and people should understand that they are entering somebody's country. It's their laws, and we have to abide by their laws. If they ask anybody for identification, I think it's our responsibility to show our identification and to enter their country. And let's go as Gambians. We are peaceful people. We go and support our nation, win the game, and come back. That's all we're going to Senegal for.
Now, how do people get access to buying tickets, especially in Senegal?
Senegal, we are going to announce through the Facebook page. By Wednesday also we will announce point of sale. Okay. We have an advanced team that is leaving on Sunday to Senegal from different areas of the organizing committee to go and make sure that the stadium is well prepared, to make sure that also we are selling the tickets, people have access to it. We will give all the information here, and we will have updates on daily basis on the GFF Facebook page as to all the points of sale.
We have seen from the introduction of AMC, apart from the fans club, we have also seen some form of entertainment from Kabekel and all that. Are we going to see a fanfare like that again?
Mariama, it's going to be difficult for this game.
Yes.
We are hoping that the next game, which is in September, we would have had more time, and we are hoping that our next game will be played in Gambia. So we will have everybody again on board, because you have touched a very important point. But we do apologize to the general public, because we all enjoyed also the Kabakel, just the same way we enjoyed the Scorpions Wax Club. But Stadium B is too small, and that's all I can say. And we pray that the government help us to redo the stadium so that we'll be able to come back.
Yes. Very, very important, Musa. As a member, what kind of importance is is this match for the Gambia? You know, especially you at the helm of affairs with regards to the Sports Journalists Association, the qualification we have seen Gambia and you know the previous performances in the AFCON. What special importance is this Gambia South Sudan game?
Very, very good, Mariam, if you ask me, because I mean the Gambia has really, I mean, showcased herself in continental football and global football. The Gambia is no more a minnow that it used to be. And coming into the, I mean, what we want to see is a back-to-back returns to the AFCON, and it means a lot. And this is why also, upon Gambians themselves, this is the least we expect of the national team. Most of those people we met at the AFCONs and whoever able to discover Gambia, who were able to see for themselves what Gambia is about and what they can do. Because we have never seen a team that went to the AFCON and it's made an outing to reach the quarterfinals, and that's the Gambian history and it's going to stay for a while. Here we are, everyone's hoping. Our group, as difficult as it may be, it is highly likely that we can come out of the group, and that's the least we can. If we don't top it up, we should be the best team in the group, the second best team in the group to go to the AFCON. But we have to work together, we have to make sure that everybody who is associated with the qualification of the team, do his or her utmost best to make sure that all the resources needed can propel the boys to the Ivory Coast in 2020. It's very possible. And the opening game would be a big statement for these youngsters, because it's going to be their intent. It's going to be something that hopefully after the South Sudan game, Brazzaville in Congo would trust. Because can you imagine if you win your first 2 games, you're almost done.
Yeah.
Almost. But that is what we want to see. And you are not going to get those points unless you play those 2 90 minutes and then get them in the bag, and then you can start breathing a sigh of relief. But all matches, both home and away, of all the group stages, we need to see how best we get the necessary points from it before we talk about qualification now.
Yeah. And you know, what kind of package is going to be in place for people that are coming late? You know, most of the times people will say they don't have certain information, especially, you know, the game is not in Gambia, it's in Senegal. Yeah. What happens when people come late? It's
rather unfortunate that you just cannot foretell what's going to happen. Now that we know, that's why we're doing what we're doing. Yeah. That's why we're talking about, talking to you right now. And the talk has been ongoing for a while. We believe that everyone in Gambia at the moment who is keen on football, who is a keen follower of the national team, you know what is happening. At least you've heard from one end or the other that this is what is happening into the national team. Yes, we are very much laid back, we are very much last minute comers. Right. We always look for excuses. But these are the things we need to discourage. We want the people to be proactive, to be doing what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it, and move with and on time. And this is sometimes easier said than done. But we're encouraging everyone, especially when you have, a 200 or 300 kilometers, journey to make. Something like that. You need to be prepared. Yeah. The buses, the ferry is going to be congested. We hope that they will make provisions for most of the vehicles that are going to be on the other side of the ferry to cross the night before, or else you'll have it difficult. If you don't want to do that, you have to use the Trans-Gambia and go, via Kaula, Farafene Kaula, and then find your way into Chess. People have options, but that's not something we can control. We cannot control that. People are people, they have to learn to do what they want to do, or they have to do what they want to do to get to the ground. We are not transporting anyone at this stage to Chess. At this stage, unless the ground shifted, then we should be able to tell the public that we are transporting them to Chess, and this is what it's going to cost. All that we are doing right now is that the ticket outlets are out in all the vista banks. Please, if you want to buy a ticket, any category of any of the stadium, go there, buy it. If we did not make any announcement as to how to transport you, you have to find your own way into Chess, at the border or at Imbara, to go watch the game and come back. So it's on you. The onus is on you to do what you want to do, and we are free from that.
What other important aspect would you want to put across as far as the events management committee is concerned?
I think it's important, Maria, that maybe we should also speak in Wolof, so that suñu mbokk yi ñëpp ñu mën a understand li nekk di def nii. Ñu ngi fii di waxtaan affaire yi Maji Gambia Vs South Sudan boo xam ne fii lañ ko war a football waaye CAF nanguwuñ pour ñu play si suñu stadium bi so léegi ñu ngi dem play in Thiès foofu lañ war a play si ñeneenti fan yi juum si ñeneenti waxtu ticket yi covered pavilion bi 1000 la opposite covered bi is 700 scoreboard bi ak opposite scoreboard bi is 500 match bi si ñeneenti fan la si juum si Thiès Stade Lat Dior ñu ngi ñaan nit yi yëpp ñu teel a jënd seen ticket si ñu ngi ko jaay si Vista Bank branches yi nekk Banjul Bakaw Serekunda Kairaba te ñëw ba biir Kama seen branches yi yëpp dinañ jaay ticket si dina génn si bési àllarba bi gannaaw bi léegi dinañ door jaay ticket si foofu ku jënd ticket nga make sure ne banque bi receipt bi ñu laa jot nga denc ko bu baax a baax ak ticket bu ñu laa jot nga denc ko ñaari kayit yooyu yi nga banque bi di jox moo la war a mun a indi Thiès si bunti stadium bi dinañ la jox loo xam ne moom ngaa war a amee pour mun a dugal si stadium ñu ngi jéem a organise tam pour affaire yi transportation benn tey amaguñ dara lu taxaw waaye ñu ngi assure di public ne ku jaala na mbaara moto yu bari dinañ fa taxaw transportation bi engage nañ leen pour ñu isil ñu foofu enough transportation su ko defee Gambian fans yëpp ñu mun a teel a dem teel a ñëw ferry bi tam force ferry bi dina fi jóg 6 o'clock soo ñi bugg a dem yëpp nañ make sure ne ñu teel a jóg ñu teel fekkee na xam naa ne am na ñu bari ñoo xam ne dinañ bugg a dem ak seen moto boppa ñooñu tam ñu teel a jóg ñu make sure ne ñu teel a egg a Thiès parce que stadium bi dafa daw te stadium bi su bés bi jotee ñun duñ fa jaay ticket dañ ñu aaye jaay ticket foofu su ticket yi desee dinañ announce fii si GFF page bi fan nañoo jaayee ticket si su ko defee su amee lu des ñu jaay su amutee lu des nañu leer ne duñ mun a dugal anything extra si stadium bi parce que stadium bi amul taxaw toogu bu nekk benn nit la moo jël te already am na a lot of people yoo xam ne yaakamti nañoo jënd ticket tey si suba sax bi ñemee di meeting ak Gambia Transport Union ñoom ñi nekk foofu yëpp ñu ne dañoo dem support di Gambia soo di nga gis ne nit yi already ñu ngi si mood bi pour dem tey nga xam ne is about almost 2 weeks away from the game nit yi door nañ di prepare pour dem su ñëwee si mañ bi tam si biir stadium bi dina fa jaay lekk encourage nañ foofu gars yi yëpp pour ñu si lekk bu doy ñu mun a jaay because ñi ñëw seenaan si mañ bi yëpp ñi si ëpp yëpp Gambia la ñoo jógee te dinañ bugg a jënd dinañ bugg a jënd lekk after mañ bi jënd ndox wala juice wañoo yooyu yëpp dina fa am leneen tam mooy ñu fàttali general public bi ne football match bi ñoo play in Sénégal Senegalese Federation bi ñu ñoo dimbali a lot pour ñu organise match bi in terms of security bi in terms of a lot of areas ñoom ñoo ñu see dimbali so ñun ñooy organise suñu home match biir Sénégal waaye dañ am limitations seen security bi dina am liggéey boo xam ne dinañ ko def si stadium bi mooy pour saaj nit yi kaaf ñoo wax loolu ne anybody kuy dugal si stadium dañ la war a saaj loo xam ne bokkul si football mënuloo koo dugal su dee lekka la wala naan boo xam ne amul pot wala amul kubéer dinañ la bàyyi nga dugal loo xam ne dañ ko nangu sa loxo comme nga isi butéeli perfume oo nga isi butéeli spray oo nga isi paaka wala jaasi wala yooyu duñ nangu mu dugal si stadium bi te su boobaa suñu ooyee wili oo ñu oo Moussa oo ñu oo Mariama ne kay dimbali ma mënuñ leen a dimbali Gambia ñun si fédération bi ñu ngi yóbbaale suñu CAF security officer mu ngay dem ak délégation bi pour make sure ne tam ne all security measures are put in place parce que ñun suñu liggéey tam dañ war a make sure ne fans yi they are comfortable fans yi egsi nañ si jàmm fans yi dugal nañ si jàmm ñu muñal ñu parce que stadium bi dafa ndaw stadium bi mu ngay jël only juróom-ñetti junne te loolu dafa ndaw dañ miinoon di dugal fii ñaar fukki junne loolu mënatul a xew léegi ñu ñaan yàlla fii ba septembre suñ next home game bi yàlla def suñ stadium bi pare ñu mën a dellusiwaat back to Gambia but as of now na ñu muñal yoo xam ne ñun mi nekk di liggéey nii si football bi njëriñi askan bi moo ñu fi teg tooguñ fi pour ne dafa am luy seet oo suñ njëriñ wala dara dañ bugg a askan bi nit yi nga xam ne liggéey koppa football bés bu nekk ñu ñëw dugal si stadium bi si jàmm ñu mun a support boy si gis nañ tey listi squad bi génn na te gis nañ ne coach bi on a team bu baax to li des rek mooy ñu dem support leen wan leen tam ne fuñ mun di play suñ amee doole dinañ ñëw suñ munoon sax bu ñoo dem Congo ñëpp jóg tam ñu dem Congo waaye xam naa ne dafa métti waaye Sénégal suñ dëkkandoor rek te ñun yëpp jaamale fa am Sénégalais itam buñ fi ñëwee jaamale di am soo ñu dem ak yar ak tegit ñu support suñ fans suñ team bi ak ñu ngi si jàmm ñoo xam ne loolu moo ñu fa yóbbu kay ji GFF bi dinañ fa bugg di ko update every day su ticket si jeexee dinañ wax ne ticket si jeex su ko defee ñëpp xam ne jeex na parce que boo seetloo biir Sénégal dañ faa jaay ticket dinañ announce fan la ñoo jaayee ticket ñu ngi alloqué fu ko about 20% parce que sénégalais yu bari dañ bugg a ñëw si match bi parce que ñoom seen match bi ñoo play di same day sénégalais yi dañ leen ayee ne duñ dugg si stadium bi so they have to amuñ dañ bugg a football dañ bugg a ñëw seetaan Gambia ñoom yëpp si AFCON bi gis nañu ñu doon follow di wax lu baax di kontaan si Gambia lim achieve indi AFCON so ñoom yëpp bugg nañu ñëw ñu gis TV Gambia te xam naa ne stadium bi dina fees 20% bi ñoo allocate in Sénégal mënuñ koo contrôle pour wane ne Gambien rek moo koo jënda so Gambien seen fa ñoom yëpp dinañ bugg a jënda ticket pour ñëw seetaan match bi Sénégalais yi dañ bugg a jënda ticket pour ñëw seetaan match bi so loolu moom ñu ngi ko rafetlu and ñu make sure rek ne ñu teel a jënd ticket su ko defee ñëpp mun a am seen ticket si jàmm nga mun a ñëw toog enjoy match.
Aside from ñu war a jënd ticket pour dem yaa ngi wax ne boss yi dinañ jaala xaargaay free la ndax gars yi ñu war a fay am token amount
mënut a nekk free ñun dañ doon try pour am a package
waaw
waaye mun na mu ñëw d'accord ak boss company yi benn
ok
so léegi liñ encourage gars yi mooy dañ mentionné ñoom ñu am di transport available wala ay minivan la o ay gële-gële o ay buses o moto yu ndaw yooyu dañ leen a encourage pour ñu make sure ñu am ko at the border na ñu mun a transport nit yi ñi nga xam ne tam dañ bëgg a dem ak seen moto boobu they are more than happy we are more than happy pour encourage leen pour ñu def loolu nañ just make sure ñu cross seen moto yi parce que ñun ñëpp xam nañ di challenges we face with the ferry crossing so nañ ñëpp yóbbu seen moto yi ñu teel a cross ñu teel a eggal Sénégal suñ bëggee itam any hotels suñ bëggee ndimbal mun nañ leen a recommendal hotels parce que demoon nañ foofu ñu xool hotels pour dimbalee waa dëkk bi ku bugg a dem pour fanaan foofu ajuma saturday mu fekk la Thiès o nga bugg a dem seetaan match bi fanaan Thiès ñib si dimanche loolu tam yëpp it's possible so dinañ génnee phone number tomorrow or on Wednesday dinañ génnee phone number bi anybody ku am any difficulty please mun ngaa call number boobu nga laajte li nga bugg a xam dinañ la tontu dinañ bugg di update tam every day on the Facebook page pour nit yi yëpp xam dinañ def tam on the Facebook page all the hotels ak seen phone numbers yi ku bugg a reserve mun ngaa call gars yi wax leen ne yaa ngi jógee Gambia dinañ la defal special discount su ko defee nga mun a dem enjoy hotel bi enjoy sa national team game ak nga ñib si
loolu am na solo waaye ma bàyyi Moussa tamit mu tënk comme loo wax rek si kàllaama soose pour ñoo xam ne tamit ñu ngi seetaan si soose pour kuma la suti yakama doon wini ye kumo be satale
better back my hand because it's very important because I remember when mobile and talent make decided at least bata that's a farm chicken kumata mi alan mobile and man jibe la ba fe da islam and me fam ko be kadam bandu fo ba brikama etaje parabano mo kala ticket o sa ni vitale da make la ID card o restore min dila yemuda because kumata jawke ni be fanani ala ke tala fanan be yama la min na wala min ko akata yete bandu e kata bara kan to moto jamal batalla bara la be tala o ke samba man motor sort of mole mi alon officially package pour be samba la bari motor jibe la ko jamabe tala bara le mi alon be tala pour ye samba ni vitale la ID card o ikata wandi banko le kan ni amira ko luwa inyandole ko ma inyandole normala ya marlo kay saji sta kale na kala ticket o do ngam kamen fo ticket to wafila bayeto sisi no Senegal ma de no ticket to wafila mobile la ticket o la ba sanda la janni ma de no so ni kuma de jawke momo mi alo ko fana la fatala be dan la ye prepare ko ka fa nyame mo ta de na ko jamal kala ko na ninya so na try be ka be pan la nyame pour ta Senegal na timo support kan be la fo be mo ambassador ti pour be akala mo
just to conclude, what would be a word that you would put out there, especially for people that are interested to go, and of course the sports journalists that are interested to cover this special day?
We're asking everyone to really go ahead and register for their accreditation. It's important. We have to learn.
When is the deadline?
The deadline is, I think it's 29th.
Yeah.
29th.
No, 25th, I think.
25th.
Yeah,
that is
on
just
Wednesday.
day after tomorrow.
Yes.
25th, you see.
Yes.
I mean, 25th, everyone who's going to want to, wish to be considered for an accreditation, you must apply. And then we will vet and at least issue these cards before departure, because you have to have these cards before you board the bus or when any traffic and any transportation to chairs. So we're urging everyone, because it's high time we apply. Many times you apply into CAF competitions, you are denied. You CAF into FIFA, you apply into CAF. I mean FIFA, you are denied. It's normal. It's normal. But it is because the things that happen in our stadium in here, we are trying to discourage. Because we don't have the best of practices, so this is something we're trying to kill.
Yeah.
And the members of the sports press must know these things so that we can comply. We all know the exposure, the little ones we had in Cameroon during the AFCON. And this is the way forward, Mariama. So we need to advocate for these things. We want people to learn to comply. We need people to go and abide by rules that are applicable to everyone, but just becoming a vigilante thinking that you are special, or you are Musa Sise, you can come and bulldoze your game, your way into any security. That doesn't happen. That ends here. Yeah. That ends here. So I hope we all take notice of that, Mariama.
By the way, your application cards are already ready.
Let me see.
Wow.
So,
lucky bunch.
Right.
Moduba will take care of those things.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mr. Willie, any word putting it out there, especially people that want to go and maybe they will need special information, or maybe a phone number they could reach out?
As I said, on Wednesday we will have a phone number with also the phone numbers of all the hotels on the GFF Facebook page. We're just urging and asking everybody to please buy their tickets on time. It's a small stadium, it's 8,000 people. That's too small for our football. So please let Gambians come out and buy tickets. Companies, please come out and take your staff on a day outing. You know, it's like a picnic.
Yes.
For example, all the company staff getting on a bus with their food and drinks, go and watch the game and come back home. You know,
to do that.
Yes. So please, let's just buy our tickets on time. That's my only worry. We Gambians, we like to do things at the last minute.
Last minute, yes.
And it's going to be tough because it's a small stadium. And the amount of people that I have been meeting with, and they all saying, oh, when is tickets coming up? When is tickets coming up? You know, we want to buy our ticket because everybody knows that the stadium is small. And everybody wants to take the day off and travel to Senegal and come back. It's going to be fun, and we just want to win and come back. So we just good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, that's the special edition of here on the JFF page. My name is Mariam Boja. My guests were Willie Abraham and of course Musa Sise of the Events Management Committee. Well, the Gambia is playing June 4th in Senegal chairs, and we're wishing the Scorpions the very best of luck, and we need the 3 points, definitely, and of course everybody, wishing luck to everybody that is going to Senegal to support the Scorpions. Thank you very much. Until we come your way next time, good afternoon.
Thank you.